You know, I remember when we started talking about this RV park, and I told Mayor Hayes, I said it'll never work, and he insisted that it would work. And you know, I really want to probably turn the microphone over to Mayor Hayes first, but we'll see how long he talks, and then I'll abbreviate my speech behind his. But so Pat, you'll come up, and I'd love to hear your story on this RV park, and I'll tell everybody if you're lying.
Yeah, I think we certainly appreciate Joe Smith, Mayor Smith. You know, he really made me feel pretty good because he told me, he said, like the second month he was in office, he was in something like this, and somebody said, "Hey, Mayor," and he said, "Where's Pat? Where's Pat?" You know, so didn't know where I was. Well, you know, it's not too long before you leave office that you recognize well, not only what a job it is, but you know what kind of responsibility you have. So I just want to underline my appreciation to Joe Smith for 22 of my 24 years, what he did for the city of North Little Rock. I got a lot of credit, no doubt, but you know, Joe and the team that we had at City Hall are indeed responsible for what we were able to do. The RV park is something that you know was a no-brainer in some respects, but it took some brains to convince you about how much of a no-brainer it was. And there are a couple folks here that I want to underline my appreciation for helping me, you know, recognize that there was a lot of sunshine that the clouds really didn't cover up, and that's Harry and Rosalind Hastings. Harry and the Hastings family in total, Kathy and Steve, have been terrific partners. Steve was a former president of the chamber, so was Kathy. My son, Stan Hastings, back there, in some respects, that's a little inside the ballpark joke. Stan is helping out a lot on bringing the Hoga here to North Little Rock, as well as Steve and Kathy and Lee. Is Lee here? I don't know if Lee Hastings is here. The only errant member of the family right now. But Harry has 485, I think. Is that right, Steve? 685. 685. Number 685 is the family motor coach number. And if you join now, I think Steve was sharing with me, you'd be somewhere between 48 and 49,000. Oh, wait a minute, 400. And one more time, 485,000. Goodness gracious. Well, it shows you a little bit of the history we have with motor coaches. And I know Bobby said he was going to make his introduction short. You know, I'm known for my brief comments at the microphone, as we all know, but you know, there's just sometimes there's things you just got to say. And Harry and his family, thanks, Harry, give it to us. Harry, you know, obviously, you know, we went to Perry, Georgia, and Terry Hartwick was on that trip. Family motor coach was having their annual meeting down there, and they had put together a city of about, you know, I think there were almost 5,000 motor coaches, so you probably double that, maybe even more with the number of folks. So they created a city for about a week, and we were in preparation for creating a bit of a city for a week, because we didn't have the 5,000, but we were going to have, how many were we going to have, Steve? About we thought about 500, and we ended up with 1,000, but the difficulty is that we thought that 1,000 was going to get here like Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, and this was on a Monday, and we had about almost half of them showed up, and there was a line coming off. I remember it was Monday morning, Joe, and I'm sure you'll run into opportunities like this periodically. There was a line of, and these weren't, trailers that you pull in, here. I mean, these were buses, if you want to put it that way, and they were lined up, almost backed up, and perhaps off the freeway. And we were feeling a little good, except Steve was down there at the corner of Broadway trying to give them some directions to come in, and there were not happy campers. I mean, these aren't real campers, but these were folks that weren't too happy. in many respects. And I did like any good local official did. I headed to City Hall real quick. I decided that I could best help maybe by, but we pulled it out. We did, and those folks showed up. They had a great time. We did some things that we wanted to make them feel at home. We had an event down at the ballpark and on and on. But it was people like Steve Owens and certainly Kathy, the Hastings family. I could go on for a long time in talking about the things that took place down here. Sheila, Ron, Mueller, I think Sheila's here. We know what it takes in North Little Rock to make people feel worthwhile. And we did it. And we continue to do it. But it couldn't be done without people who really care about this community, really care about this city. I tell you, when we were getting a little bit knocked around because of a few folks were not really as excited about our hotel without walls. And I'll be candid, one of the things that I thought was that, if we ever really, some better idea came along, we wouldn't have to tear anything down. And yet this idea just keeps getting better and better all the time. But I tell you, when I was going through a little bit of self-doubt, talking to my good friend Skip Rutherford, who's right down there, he said, when we were building the Clinton Library, we thought about having an RV park over here, and I might have been overruled a little bit, but it's a great idea, and it's going to be a great compliment to the community. Skip, we're glad you walked over. Your less of yourself is evident every day that goes by. Skip has been reducing his size, and walking, being outside, being a part of the community is a big part of it. So thanks, Skip, for being here, and thanks to the Clinton Library. And I'll end my comments by saying that when the president walked over to dedicate his bridge, he really paid us a compliment. He said, that he felt right at home because his library had been accused of a double wide on stilt, but now he's got an RV park to complement his double wide. So everybody, felt at home, still feels at home. This is a great place. Thanks for giving me, Mayor, a chance to make some brief remarks. But it's all due to folks that really care, and that means a lot because it's evident to people who make their home down here for a little while because they come back and it's just getting better. I know Bob Major has some of the economics, Charlie Hyde, Debbie Ross, all of our council members. We certainly appreciate the partnership. But thanks for letting me be a part of it for 24 years. It's a great place. We want to acknowledge our local police chief here, Chuck Lang. We thank you for taking care of the RV park. It's a family, and we're glad to be a part of it. Thanks, Mayor.
When we started putting this together, when we finally realized what we had to do, the key was that this park was only going to be as successful as who managed it. And we went through quite a lengthy process, and I'll take credit for this, Pat, that I was the one that selected Ron and Sheila to come down here and run this thing. Sheila, what a wonderful job you've done. Ron's looking down on us right now saying, great job. So thank you for what you do. You've been the glue that's kept all this together. So thank you very much. And of course, all of our city staff that works on this, Bill Bush with our Unit 21, who has dug every hole and put in every light, I think, down here. They've really done a great job. Street department, of course, done a great job too. So let me give you a few of these numbers because they're pretty good and credible. And we went to borrow that $200,000. We didn't think we'd ever be able to pay it back. But let me share these numbers with you. We've had 15,784 RVs in here. This is through end of September, I think. 31,568 people, assuming that there's 2 people in each RV. They stayed an average of 3 days. They generated revenue of $793,819. The economic impact on Central Arkansas, $6.5 million is what this little RV park is generated. That's absolutely amazing, and I think we just paid off the note, Bob? Yeah, we just paid off the note in August.
250,000.
Yeah, 250,000. So what a great job the RV park has done. A&P's got it now, and they're running it great. Sheila, again, thanks to you, the Hastings, for being our behind us, pushing us. When we kept saying, well, we can't do it, Mr. Tracy said, yeah, you are, and I'm going to help you, and I'm going to show you the way. So, and then, of course, our resident Chuck, we miss you down here, Chuck, and we want you to come as often as you can. Anyway, thank you, everyone. Happy birthday to the RV park. Thank you, Sheila, for all you do. Bye.
Thank you, Mayor and Mayor, and also got to say thanks to the North Lake Chamber of Commerce, to Terry and his staff for all that they've done to make this possible. As we wrap things up, I just want to say, looky here, look at this. Is this not the most beautiful spot for an RV park? We say it's one of the most unique parks in America, and our name says it all with downtown Riverside RV Park. And with that, I do want to recognize our two guests from the Coast Guard. We've got the Coast Guard Auxiliary here as well. And we're glad to have them as part of the maritime park that we're developing along here. If you're interested, we've got statistics over there about the park. Pick it up, take it with you. We've got some note cards. It's still time to register. We're giving away 5 two-night stays down here at the park as part of our anniversary. We're getting ready to cut a cake and have some refreshments. So with that, before we close, I do want to, we've had a lot of people. Greg Zahner at the Arkansas Inland Maritime Museum has done a tremendous job of helping out down here. Greg, we want to thank you. Everybody that's volunteered or helped Sheila down here, raise your hand. If you've been down here as a volunteer or worker, come on, y'all, raise your hand. We want to thank you. Sheila's done a fantastic job, and a lot of it is she's really able to twist arms and get people to help her down here too. And we appreciate everyone that's done that. So there's also a little slideshow, some pictures of RV rallies and things that we've done. So with that, let's enjoy cake and drinks, and thanks for coming, and we look forward to 5 more years.